seen anything like that. No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk sports and other stuff. Like WrestleMania. Woo! If I were a wrestler, I'd be a character called Goebbels.
What?
And I'd call myself as a propaganda master. Before every match, I'd hand out flyers on a new policy for a new society. Big money, I tells you. I smell lots of Deutsche Marks.
Okay.
I'm Roy Harder, and here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Eastside Dave. Eastside Dave. We got to set up an echo effect for my mic so it sounds like we got more people in the room going forward.
That would be perfect. Hey, can I ask you a quick question, Robert? Don't want to get bogged down. What is street famous?
Oh.
What does it say?
It says street famous live on my Twitter.
I'll edit that. My bad, buddy.
Yeah, just delete that tweet and put a new one up.
Yep. Delete that right now.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you have AI write your tweets, David. All gibberish.
I figured Street Famous was one of his other shows. I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to get all upset. So because usually it says Davey Mac Sports Program Live. Come on. It's the DMSP, Daddy, and it's the DMSP on an Apocalypse Monday. Eclipse Monday. Roy, I got my shades.
You sure do, David. They're a little nice and straight, just the way I like them.
They're Roy, I got these shades at Walgreens. I go, do you got any fucking sunglasses for the Eclipse? They gave me these fucking broken aviators. So I said, okay, I'll take these for $19.99. And then I go to my neighbor. I go, well, I got my sunglasses. They go, those things aren't going to fucking protect shit.
Yeah.
Your goddamn eyeballs are going to be burnt out of your stupid head.
Yeah.
You stupid fucking albino ginger redhead.
You should have got some new ears while you were at it, David. It might have balanced them out a little bit better.
Hey, Roy.
Yes, sir.
Proclaimed to be a redhead.
Yeah. Come on.
Robert, does he strike you as a redhead? I've always doubted Roy, except for the picture where you used to have your own website that was all about Alpine bells, and you put two Alpine bells in front of your nipples. In that photo, you looked very redhead. But I always see you as more of a brown hair guy.
Well, I'm very surprised at that. I'm full on ginger, buddy.
Yesterday at Walgreens, you know me, Roy. I love my Walgreens.
Yeah, you sure do.
Because it's right around the corner. I got Walgreens North, and then I got 7-Eleven South. Either way, Davey Mac is covered. Hamburgers, Slurpees.
Whatever you need. All four food groups covered.
Whatever you need to be a Jersey dirtbag living in squalor in their beautiful apartment that they fucking covered with fucking shit like an Ewok holding an AK-47. I go to 7-Eleven. They didn't. So the Eclipse sunglasses are sold out everywhere.
Go figure.
Yeah. While I'm there, Roy, some fucking guy comes up to me. He looked like Bill Burr, and he's walking very aggressively, a beeline for me.
Uh-oh.
Like, what the fuck? Then I remembered maybe it is Bill Burr, because remember he was one time on Opie and Anthony. He called me false enthusiasm just because I bothered to bring energy to the Opie and Anthony show because they have a whole bunch of fucking boring fucking snooze fest producers. So back in the day, Opie and Anthony doesn't exist anymore. But back in the day when it did exist, they had one boring, sleepy, fucking sleep-inducing producer after another. So occasionally they would call on Mariano Rivera, the closer, the Dave Man, could participate on their show because they knew that I was the only producer worth a while. Bill, I go in, I tried to ride a tricycle or some bullshit. Or no, it was a unicycle. And Bill Burr, I fall down and I yell. And Bill Burr goes, okay, false enthusiasm. I'm like, hey, motherfucker. False enthusiasm. This is me, cunt. And by the way, this isn't even my show, Bill Burr. I was brought in here by Opie and Anthony because they have a whole bunch of snooze fests for producers.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm at Walgreens, and this fucking Bill Burr lookalike comes up to me, and he goes, "Get yourself checked, man. We gingers gotta get ourselves skin cancer checks all the time. Just had a cancerous lesion cut out of my knee. Doctors got it in time. They said I could have lost my leg. Get your shit checked, man."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, who the I am trying to find Eclipse glasses right now. I am not thinking of cancer.
Yeah.
Let alone, Roy, do you do this as a so-called redhead man? Do you walk up to other redhead men? Feel comfortable enough just to say whatever the fuck you want?
Not redheaded men, but bearded men. I typically, if two bearded men see each other, we typically give ourselves a nod and, go on with our day. It's like a unwritten rule between guys with beards.
Is that true? You do that with them with beards. I can see that. I just felt it was so strange for this guy to be like, he sees me from 40 feet. It was the other side of the fucking place. It was the other side of the store. And he just runs up to me. "Get yourself checked." I'm like, I've been checked. What do you think this is? This was malignant cancer on my head.
I got one of those.
Multiple malignant cancers on my face.
Yeah, we are a malignant cancer.
It is the truth. They hate us so much.
You should have told that guy to get himself checked for autism. Be like, you're not supposed to run up to strangers like this.
I mean, it's true. It was unsettling. I'm looking around. Where's the fucking Eclipse glasses? And this is what the guy looked like. Ready? Hey, man. You got to get yourself checked, man. You got to get yourself checked, dude. Like, Jesus.
Wow. It sounds just like Bill Burr.
Yeah, I was like, bro. Now, by the way, I had planned on smoking some weed real hard, and we're going to listen to Dark Side of the Moon, Daddy. We're going to put on Dark Side of the Moon on full volume, baby. We're going to go down to the park. We got ourselves a blanket. We got ourselves some sunglasses. We're going to have ourselves some cookies. We're going to have ourselves some soda, and we're going to sit up there and listen to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, baby, and we are going to watch this eclipse, Daddy. That is what we are going to do. And that's all I want to be concentrating on. I don't want the motherfucker telling me, "Hey, cancer boy, you're going to be dead in a week." He will wait.
You know how you were planning to be on the sun all afternoon? You want to panic about that and have this in the back of your head all day? Good luck.
Exactly. The whole point was to be in the fucking sun. Now I got to find some stupid hat I got to wear, I guess. Maybe this one will do. I don't know.
That'll cover you.
Jesus Christ. So that's what we're dealing with today. We're dealing with redheaded men who fly at you from across the store into your face and start screaming at you, "Get screened. Don't make sure you do it." Well, by the way, you don't know me. I get screened all the time. It's how I'm able to get the fucking cancer cut off of my head.
Speaking of redheaded men, David, last night Bobby made himself a friend with a redhead.
Let me interrupt. It sounds like you're setting up Robert Tamburo to go gay. Did he have a gay incident? Because talk about the special, goddamn special event that Roy Harder was performing at, and he, I believe, invited some Davey Mac Sports Program people. I was invited, but I couldn't go because I had to watch WrestleMania. But what happened yesterday? You had a
just real quick before we move on, Dave. It's crazy the lengths he went to tell you, this stranger went to tell you that you should get checked is the same lengths I go to avoid telling my sexual partners they should get checked. The effort he put in is the effort I put to avoid.
Oh. That's a horrible thing to say. You've given AIDS to so many people.
It could have been chlamydia. Yeah, no, or chlamydia, something completely curable. I don't want to put that out there.
You put AIDS. Now, Roy.
Yes, David.
So what was the fucking event? Because it was a great event by our friends.
Yes. So listen. So last night I sat in with the Pietasters, the ska band, a wonderful ska band from DC. They were doing a Rocks Off cruise around Manhattan, with a band called The Bouncing Souls.
Oh my God. Love the Bouncing Souls, New Jersey punk band. They're fucking fantastic. I've seen them no less than 10 times, usually all at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park. The Bouncing Souls. What a great bill. By the way, thank you to Steve Jackson and shout outs to Toby, to everybody in the band. Steve Jackson did invite me personally.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I told him to.
Via text message, Roy.
I said, here, text Dave. It'll mean a lot more coming from you.
I mean, it does, Roy. I do like getting texts from rock stars. And, you know, I don't want the Roy Harder text so much, but I like the rock star text. And I was personally invited, but I just couldn't go because it was WrestleMania last night. Night 2, the big, huge thing. But I have been on that cruise. It is fantastic. I've done that cruise before. It's so much fun. It's crazy.
Great time. Yeah. Matter of fact, when I told the guys, Dave can't make it. He's got to watch WrestleMania tonight. Everyone kind of got quiet. It was like, what? WrestleMania? Dave
with his son. Did you say with his son?
I probably did.
You son of a bitch. You and Robert. You do everything. Robert's got the fucking whatever, the pad data. I didn't even know we had such a thing. He's got that saying Street Fighter 2 is live on the Davey Mac Sports Program channel. He was saying, and then I got Roy Harder with the goddamn fucking throwing me under the. With my son, we've watched Cody Rhodes.
I know. We actually,
goddamn years. We want Cody Rhodes to win the championship.
Well, Steve actually told me, he goes, yeah, I know. I listened to his wrestling show with his son, Steve from the Pietasters. So, yeah, obviously they knew about it. So they were understanding, David. Don't worry. It was a fantastic gig. Imagine my surprise when I saw Liz and Bobby show up on the boat. I was thrilled to see them. Fantastic. We had a fantastic time. Sets were great. We just had we had a great time. And Bobby, at one point, we were watching the Bouncing Souls, and I mean a fucking Viking came up to Bobby, started talking with Bobby, and then the next thing you know, I see them taking selfies together. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This guy was like the biggest fucking guy on the boat. He had a beard like this. Bobby, do you have a photo? You clearly took photos.
I do.
Oh,
let me pull it up.
Can we show the photo?
Yeah,
can we see the photo?
Yeah.
Let me
I
pull it up
want to see the
real
photo
quick.
with the Viking man. So it sounds great. The Pietasters it's impossible not to go to a Pietasters show and not have a lot of fun. Like extreme fun. It's the right type of music to get you all happy and stuff. And on those booze cruises, holy shit, you end up getting so loaded.
Yeah, it was wild, man.
Something about the boat makes it like extra drunk. Yeah, it just gets crazy to the point where you like it's hard to almost. Oh my God!
There he is.
That guy literally could be the Minnesota Vikings mascot.
Dude, he was
like they could absolutely put that guy in a little costume and run him out there on the 50-yard line every week.
He was taller than you, Dave.
Yeah, he was. The photo doesn't really do it justice. This guy was massive, dude.
Wow, I mean, he seems massive.
Yeah.
Now,
I didn't know that ska music apparently was originally invented by the Vikings. I bet you didn't know that, David.
In Minnesota.
That's the propaganda minister for you, Roy Harder, who just proclaimed ska was started by the Vikings. The minister of propaganda right there.
But Dave, you weren't missed. We had a fantastic time. It was a beautiful time.
Next time I'm going. Well, I'll tell you this, Roy. This is what I told Steve when you guys play the Stone Pony, because you're basically in the Pietasters North. You're like Pietasters North keyboardist. Whenever they cross the Mason-Dixon line, you're a part of the band.
Yeah, right. It's true.
Very weird.
Yeah, I love it.
You guys got to play Stone Pony in Asbury Park this summer.
All right. I'll give him a call.
Yeah, Roy, you get that done.
Yeah.
You'll be able to book the venue.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I think you will be. Absolutely.
I think the issue might be Roy booking the venue for the Pietasters, Dave. I think you might want to go through Steve to get that one set up.
My grandmother, when I had my band in freshman year of high school.
Now, which band is this? You're talking about
Guys with Ears.
Guys with Ears. Okay, good.
Bunsen, I saw you walking. I saw you talking to Mrs. Nanny. You said, "Can me and Beaker sleep over tonight?" She said, "Sure, son, little Bunsen. It will be Quite all right. Anyway, Bunsen was a big hit.
It's a rock opera, right, David?
That was an original song, and we had a lot of original songs, but only one tape, one master tape, where all of our music was located. My grandmother one day took the tape and brought it to the Stone Pony and said, "This is my son, Dave. This is my grandson." She's just like my mom. So same impression. "This is my grandson, David's band. So here's the music. Now you should consider booking them." And it's a beautiful story. The heart was in the right place. There goes the master tape and the entire original Guys with Ears discography. All of our original music was gone.
You only had one copy of this tape, David.
I was a 15-year-old idiot. What do you want me?
Like the Wu-Tang. Like that Wu-Tang album the AIDS guy bought.
That's right.
I was a teenager.
Scarelli.
I didn't know to back up shit.
No, that's kind of punk, Dave. The only copy's gone because it went to the Stone Pony.
The only copy is at the Stone Pony somewhere, and they probably threw that fucking thing in the trash. It was literally a cassette tape. So there's no chance in hell of that thing surviving at all.
No.
And that's all our music. Sunglasses at Night, not the Corey Hart version. We had an original Sunglasses at Night, Roy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Corey Hart version, I believe, was a cover.
I mean, the Corey Hart version just sucked. Listen to this. No piano, Roy, but you would have fucking killed it because it was really a Sinatra song with just me and the piano. We wear sunglasses at night. It may not be that bright. We may never see any light, but we wear sunglasses at night.
Oh, nice. I like the way you made that rhyme there, David.
We like to hear the doggy go bark. We like playing with children in the park. We don't even care if it's dark. And we wear sunglasses at night.
Oh, wow.
You like that, Roy?
That's a good one, David. 3 rhymes in a row.
Brought a tear to my eye.
That's you could tell how great a song is by how many words rhyme. Like, for example, if you could make a word at the end of each line rhyme with the entire song, like one rhyme, you're a master songwriter, David.
Is that true?
That is true. Yes.
I'm going to get to work on that.
Yeah.
Actually, we haven't done a poem from Paul Wood in a while. We'll do a couple of sports topics here.
Okay.
Robert, do you want to say something?
I was going to could I share a couple of fun takeaways from the concert before we move on beyond that?
Yes.
Liz has never been to a ska punk type show like that. And the first thing she noted was, boy, Bobby, there are a lot of people who look like you here.
Now, what does that mean? Is that a compliment or?
This is my outfit pretty much. I had a different shirt on, but a lot of people wearing this type outfit, beards, flat brim caps, kind of past their prime, but you can't really tell exactly how old they are. That kind of thing.
You're still a young man. That's the problem. You're aging yourself.
Yeah.
So we
with
positioned
your miserable fucking attitude. You age yourself. If you were, I
was in a great mood last night. I was in my element. There was a moment where I almost told Roy to hold my jacket so I could jump in the pit, but that did not quite go down because it was too hot and sweaty.
Yeah, it was fucking hot. I also witnessed Bobby. Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say about after the gig, I witnessed Bobby eat a fucking plate of nachos, which was the size of a guitar. And I was like, dude, you're never gonna eat all those nachos. And the next thing I know, within like 5 minutes, the fucking plate was empty.
Oh my god!
Dude, I was impressed.
Well, wow.
Considering how health conscious about how much weight Bobby has lost, I was trying to figure this shit out. If this is what he's eating, how the fuck is this guy getting so fucking fit? It didn't make sense.
It's a cheat day. It's a cheat day.
It was a cheat day. There were PEDs involved. I'm not gonna say which member of the Pietasters gave us edibles, but one of them did, and they worked very well. I hadn't eaten all day, and Liz and I got there a little early for the boat. And as great as Liz is, Liz liked to talk, so I got hammered. So all those factors.
Is that why during the middle of WrestleMania 2 times, by the way, Roy, this weekend on Saturday, he actually got me yelling at him, and I felt bad. But he knows that I'm watching WrestleMania on both nights. Night one, I was totally by myself. I just had the dogs with me, but Stanley went to WrestleMania on night one in Philly. So night one, I watched it by myself. So it was all about IPA Dave. And he calls me at 10:30, the exact fucking time that The Rock is coming out. WrestleMania, started both nights at 7 p.m. So I've put in all this fucking time. It's 10:30. He calls me. Is this a bad time? I don't even say hello. I immediately launch into, it's a bad fucking time. It's WrestleMania and the fucking Rock is coming out. Why are you calling me? Everything is set. We're doing the show at Monday at noon, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Can't you smell the Rock is cooking?
So then I go, The Rock's on. Let me hang up real quick so Dave can watch him. I go, no worries. Watch The Rock, buddy. Love you. Bye. Dave calls back.
He does this thing all the time where he hangs up on me, but he does it in a way that's not a hang up. He does, okay, love you, bye. And he hangs up. So it's not official. It's not an official hang up where someone just click. Yeah. But it's a passive aggressive hang up where he's like, I'm sorry, bye. And then I feel like I'm hung up on. So he does say bye. He does say I'm sorry. He even might throw in I love you. But it's like, you fucker, you just hung up on me. So I go, you motherfucker. Nobody hangs up on me. And The Rock is coming out. And you're making me miss The Rock's introduction. And he's like, but you're the one calling me now. So that's Saturday. On Sunday, 8:45, I'm watching one of the goddamn championship matches. I get another goddamn phone call from Robert, and he is so hammered.
Rob.
Hammered.
IPA Dave, meet Rob Jameson.
And he's screaming and screaming. We love you, Dave, man. Whose idea was that? Was that your idea? Call me or Liz.
That was Liz's idea, condemned by Roy.
I said,
Roy was like, I want no part of this. Dave is not going to be happy.
Thank God, Roy.
I told him, David, I said, listen, guys, you're on your own with this one, but Dave is not going to be thrilled about this call.
Well, because Roy, he already did this on Saturday, and I told him it's WrestleMania.
See how well I knew you, David?
Thank you. God damn it, Robert.
Now, just for a little context, Dave, so you know, this is the state we were at right after we called you. I'll just upload the picture if I can find it.
All right. So, but all in all, Roy, it was a good show. I mean, you guys always do a great show. Pietasters are great. I love them, and I'm so happy that you're in the band. They're great guys, and there is, and I'm not kidding, there are very few shows that you're going to go to and enjoy them as much as the Pietasters, even if you're not familiar with all. I love the Pietasters, but even if you're not familiar with the all of their music, they're just a band that you go with the horns and the fucking rock and Steve Jackson's energy. Roy Harder in the band now. I love those guys, so I'm happy.
Liz had never seen the Pietasters or wasn't familiar, and she was dancing songs. It's the type of music you get into. Yeah,
it's the type of music. It's good old fashioned '90s ska. Not in a, it's just in a real good way.
Great songs.
They're just great songs. Everything is fun. Great band. All right, where's this picture or video or whatever you got?
At one point, somebody tried to say I was too close to the stage, and I was just like, "Oh, you're a big fan? Yeah, then who's the keyboardist tonight?"
Oh, Bobby.
See what he does? What is happening here? That looks like Robert on the ground.
Yeah, that's.
We were recreating the Titanic scene, but Liz took a blurry picture.
And is that Roy?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Is that really the best photo we have of this incident?
Yes, it really is, because the rest of my ass are out. Because Liz didn't tell me my pants were down too low.
Sort of looks like a cover album, or an album cover, like a photo for an album cover. There's something artistic about it.
It looks like Bobby's raping me or something. I don't know. It looks odd.
I mean, it's a little dubious.
Yeah, they did picture. to drugs with me, Dave.
We got to do some sports. Paul Wood,
of course.
Okay, I want, because Roy just said,
"Yeah,
David, you're such a great wordsmith with sunglasses at night." I thought Paul Wood. We haven't done a poem by Paul in a while, and he was wondering, what happened. So I said, "Send me one." I guess I didn't read the last one, so here it is. even though the regular season has. I'm going to change a couple words. The regular season. Okay, so this is a Paul Wood poem for the Yankees.
Okay.
The regular season is here, and we've cleaned the slate. So gold gloves can appear with runs crossing the plate. The pinstripes are pressed. We're prepared for the war. We've had far too much rest. We're ready to roar. So crack a fresh beer, light the grill and say thanks. It's no longer last year. Where there's a will, there's the Yanks.
Oh, nice. Iambic pentameter, my favorite.
So that's Paul Wood, the poet laureate of the Davey Mac Sports Program. And Roy, he is not wrong. Obviously, our Fire That Ferret, Brian Cashman song, don't need to play it. Obviously, that song has motivated the New York Yankees, who started the season winning 8 of their first 10 games. They're 8-2, a 4-game sweep of the Houston Astros, who made it all the way to Game 7 of the American League Championship Series last year. A 2 out of 3 games over the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are the defending National League champions, and 2 out of 3 from the Toronto Blue Jays, a team that finished higher than the Yankees, a team with a tremendous amount of young talent. They're a very good lineup. The Yankees are 8-2. They have one of the best records in baseball. Juan Soto is the man. Anthony Volpe comes from being, rookie of the year to Anthony Volpe might be one of the best shortstops in the American League, if not all of baseball.
He's killing it.
I mean, you got Oswaldo Cabrera doing a great job. Stanton seems to have woken up. And the Yankees pitching is a lot better, and they don't even have Garrett Cole. I am telling you right now, that is why we wrote another goddamn musical masterpiece. Because somebody had it to light a fire under Brian Cashman's ass. And that's what the DMSP did. So we're going to be taking credit for the Yankees' success. And if the Yankees lose, we're going to also play that song in hopes of actually getting Brian Cashman fired. Either way, we're covered. We're either motivating the Yankees now, or we're a warning of the future, because it's World Series win or bust in 2024. I don't want anything else. Nothing.
Okay.
All right.
When it comes to the Yanks bullpen, I think they need more power. Fuck Garrett Cole. Give me Trevor Bauer.
Okay. I mean, he was trying to rhyme. I guess he's competing with Paul Wood.
No, no. I was inspired. No competition. It's kind of like, Dylan, a bunch of people do songs like him. There's no way I'm close. It was just like, I was so moved by his poem.
Okay, we get it. By the way, Mets, Bobo, the Mets fucking suck. What do they have? 1 win? Yeah. 1-6 or something? What are the Mets? Oh, the Mets are 3-6.
3-6. Oh,
3-6, but still. 3-6 for the fucking Mets. So forget about the Mets. The Mets suck, Bo. You suck. I only like you, Bo, when the Giants are playing, because you and I are Giants fans. But I'm a Devils fan in Bo's Rangers. I'm a Yankees in Bo's Mets. So fuck off, Bo. Now, Roy, let's get to some March Madness. Tonight is the big game, Roy Harder.
Yes, I'm looking it up to see who's playing here.
Don't worry, I got you covered, Roy.
Okay.
Don't forget who I am. Roy, verbal stinger. I am the sports master.
Master. You're the one that we paid after. My throat's a little sore, David. I apologize.
Don't worry.
I was singing some background vocals last night. Didn't have a microphone.
We saw.
That sing really loud.
I did see a Royism last night, Dave, where the guy who was taking pictures went to take a picture of Roy when he wasn't playing, and Roy stopped him and acted like he was playing the keyboard. The song
Wait 1 minute.
It was amazing. And Roy, who for not being like a ska normal keyboardist, is top 5 keyboardist I've ever seen. He's into the groove. Yes. I was trying to work on maybe make some facial expressions. Maybe he could throw out some frisbees. That's big at ska shows when he's not playing. But we're gonna turn him into the next big thing. I think Pietasters. Then he works his way into Real Big Fish, and then before you know it, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
He plays with anyone. Ray
Yeah,
Wiley Hubbard,
I'm a
the
musical
Celtic
whore.
Social Club in front of 40,000 people in the UK, the Pietasters North. He's everywhere.
It was sometimes we get to see Roy in like his professional element. Sometimes we see him in the Dave Show element. It's just amazing how he's almost like the you of music, where you do all these
I would say that
consummate entertainers. Roy's kind of like the consummate musician. That's all.
Yeah, I would say.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Now, tonight's game is Purdue versus UConn, 2 number 1 seeds.
Ooh.
All right, this is what we wanted. Heavyweight matchup. You got the 2-time National Basketball Player of the Year in this Zach Edey fella, this fucking 7'4" monster. The guy is an absolute monster, men among boys. 7'4", Roy.
Oh wow!
I mean, in college, even in the pros, that's a lot of height. In college, that's above and beyond.
Yeah.
So while Zach Edey's the most dominant player on the court, without question, I think UConn might have the better all-around team. But I got to tell you, this should be an excellent matchup. Predictions and prognostications. Danny Hurley from Jersey City, I'm a big fan of. And as I said last week, I went to his dad's basketball camp, Bobby Hurley basketball camp. So I do tend to root for UConn because of the Jersey connection with Dan Hurley. So I'm going UConn, and I'm going 92-88.
Okay.
Wow.
Roy Harder. Yep, Roy Harder. Who do you like in tonight's national championship basketball game?
Well, I take your Zach Edey tip there. I'm going with Purdue, David, because I don't have to tell you why, but I am.
Well, I mean, you just did with Zach Edey. I think that's you. You just think he'll be the difference maker. What's the score, Roy?
The score is probably going to be something a little on the lower side, David.
Okay.
Surprisingly, they've got a good defense. I'm going to say 22-17.
22-17 for the whole game.
Oh, this is basketball. Maybe probably something. Maybe 80-72.
80-72. Purdue.
That sounds more realistic.
Yeah.
That's better.
80-72.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be even number, David. Each basket, don't forget, counts for 3 points. I'm sorry, 2 points.
Please stop the madness. I've watched so much March Madness pregame coverage. I've never heard of someone giving a score of 22-17. And then
that was my prediction for the women's high school championship.
And then he scrambles. And it's like, oh, wait, it's basketball. I forgot what we were doing. Robert, give us a prediction here with the UConn-Purdue national championship game, which is tonight.
Dave, I've said this for Edey's whole career. He wouldn't score 7 points on me. He just needs somebody to play old school physical basketball on him. He's not that strong. He's not that coordinated. I wouldn't let him inside the paint. And you know who implements that old school style basketball? Danny Hurley. Danny Hurley. You just told me the story where he broke up the fight by choking a kid out and was like, hey, you were going to go talk to my dad now.
You're going to talk to my father. You two are going to talk to my father. That's what he said at the basketball camp when 2 kids got into a fight. Him and his brother Bobby they each grabbed one kid by the neck and go, you're going to talk to our father.
I love that.
So I think, to be honest with you, I think he's going to implement that system. I think to be honest with you, the only reason Edey's relevant is because Chaney's no longer coaching. Like, put in a guy and just play physical on him. But
John Chaney?
Don Chaney, yeah.
I thought it was Dick.
John Chaney.
Yeah, the guy, he would go give the same speech my high school coach would give, where he'd grab you by the wrist and go, hey, I'm not telling you to do something cheap, but if you see the opportunity to send a real message, don't let it go by.
All right. Well, what's the score?
52-63. I'm taking UConn.
UConn. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. By the way, you actually brought up Chaney, and interestingly enough, his biggest rival, John Calipari.
Fuck that, man.
This is when Calipari was He's coaching UMass at this point? And Chaney
I think it was Memphis.
Memphis.
Oh,
Memphis.
Because they were in that conference of USA, yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to think because Chaney was coaching Temple And I thought Temple was in the same conference as UMass. Regardless,
Either way, he's a piece
John
of shit.
Calipari, Roy, was at the podium simply giving a press conference.
Okay.
And in the back of the room, the Temple coach, Coach Chaney, comes in and he's like, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. I'm going to kick your fucking ass. And then John Calipari's at the podium like, Coach, excuse me, Coach, excuse me. You want to do this now, Coach? It was amazing. It's a classic fucking crazy sports moment. Well, Calipari's just shocked the college basketball world out at Kentucky by himself. One of the premier jobs in college basketball. With your Dukes and your North Carolinas, Kentucky's right there. And he is leaving Kentucky to stay in the conference.
Yeah.
And coach Arkansas.
Arkansas, that's right, David.
Which is a good program, but it's not Kentucky, and it's the same conference.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Is a very surprising development to me.
No, it's not.
I'm shocked that Calipari's doing. Why? Why, Robert?
Can I do a radio psychic?
Yeah.
The University of Kentucky is going to be hit with recruiting sanctions in the next 6 months for their basketball program. It's happened everywhere Calipari's coached. UMass, he leaves. A year later, they get hit with sanctions because they recruited illegally. Then where did he go? Memphis. And he took the job at Kentucky. What happened a year later? Oh, they got hit with recruiting violations. Now he's at Kentucky. They're in a down year. They're already what's about to happen? Recruiting violations.
That's fair. All right. I like that prediction. If that prediction comes true, Roy Harder and I are going to PayPal you $40.
Hell
now,
yeah.
Roy, I need you to cover 35 of that for me. Right
Yeah.
now, okay. Just for now, Roy. Just for
All
now.
right. When my Pietasters check clears, I will I will contribute. I'm not there yet, David.
So a lot is going on now. As far as the women's go, real quick. Caitlin Clark did not get it done. She, the greatest player in the history of women's college basketball, got all the way to the championship game, looking for the one thing that would finish it off, make her resume the best ever, is a national championship. She did not have a national championship on her resume. She gets the national championship game, but takes on a South Carolina team that is undefeated, and Iowa loses. South Carolina wins the championship. So what does this do, Roy Harder? Is Caitlin Clark the greatest player of all time since she has every record in the book? Or is she not, because while she has every record in the book, she did not win a national championship? And you got to get that one ring to sort of solidify everything.
Well, I don't know. I think she's still pretty impressive. I mean, you got to give her that. Just because she doesn't have that one ring doesn't just detract from her skill and her talent. So,
it does for me. Dan Marino, I can't put as one of the greatest QBs of all time. He never won a Super Bowl. I'm not putting him there. I'm sorry, Danny, but you're not going there. And if Dan Marino wins one Super Bowl, you would have some people saying Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback because of the velocity and quickness with which he threw the football. It was game-changing. He would release that football so quick, you could never sack the guy. And yet, releasing it so quick, usually you don't get a lot on the ball, and you can throw it, 40 yards down the field, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But he never got that Super Bowl. You can't put him you can't even have him in consideration for the best QBs of all time. And for my opinion, same thing with Caitlin Clark. Sorry, you got to win that national championship.
Well, I mean, they could still be the best in the world and play on a shitty team, David.
But this team wasn't shitty. They got to the national championship game last year, and they lost. And they got to the national championship game this year, and they lost. They had to win this time. She's got every record in the book. You got to get that championship to put it over the top. That's my opinion. It's a team sport. If this was fucking goddamn golf or tennis and she had every record in the book, by all means, she's the best. But it's a team sport. You got every record in the book. You need that championship to make everything else look perfect. And you didn't get that. You choked.
Neither did Larry Bird.
Larry Bird
I don't think they
title.
right, and that's my point. He didn't win the college championship. I think She's still got the opportunity to prove it down the road in the WNBA, especially if they're trying to create that parody of her being.
Time out. It's not for a second pretend. The story was great with women's college basketball this year, but I'm not going to pretend like that for a second that the WNBA is some huge, massively over sports league. The bottom line is women's college basketball is more popular than the pros. They set a record with 12 million eyeballs on that game. WNBA has never had a televised audience that big. Wow. So the point is, on this stage, women's college basketball is bigger than women's pro basketball. And to Roy's point, Indiana State sucked. They only had Bird. And Bird didn't get to back-to-back championships and lost them both. He got to one and lost to Magic in the championship. He immediately goes to the pros and wins 3 goddamn NBA titles and MVPs galore. Yeah. But Caitlin Clark is going to WNBA right now, which one would say is not as popular as college basketball.
Wow.
That's a fair point. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think there are a lot of parallels between the Bird situation you may be overlooking. Like right now, the WNBA's viewing audience is what the NBA's viewing audience was before the Bird Magic rivalry. People really aren't watching. It was more of a bums game. It's not now. It's about fundamentals. There's definitely a possibility that this could spark into something big.
So you think? Okay, listen.
Caitlin Clark went up against dynasties because Iowa women's basketball is not a dynasty. They're not until she went there. She put them on the map. And if you think about the teams that she lost to last night, they've lost 1 game in 2 years with completely different starting fives.
Hold on. Do you think Caitlin Clark will be as popular in the WNBA that she is in Iowa? Will she be as big of a star in the pros as she is in college? That's all I want to know. What's the answer to that?
I got to look her up, see what she looks like before I can answer that.
Robert, you think she will?
I genuinely think this girl might put the WNBA on the map.
Well, she's then that's another
arrogant enough. She's got the heel. Like as a wrestling fan, I thought you would be all over her because she's great at the promos. She's great at the trash talking. She does the baby face when she needs to. She does the heel when she needs to.
Caitlin Clark. I'm not against Caitlin Clark. I'm against the fact that the idea of the WNBA being a popular sports league is a little bullshitty. I maintain that college women's basketball is much bigger than the pros. Much.
And I agree with you currently. I'm saying I think this is at the same time as that Bird and Magic were doing it, so is men's basketball.
Well, then here's what you do, Robert, because it wasn't just Larry Bird. You pointed out it was Bird and Magic that fucking put the NBA on the map in the 80s. So what you do, Robert, is you make sure Angel Reese, the LSU girl, goes to a fucking competing WNBA team, and then Angel Reese and fucking Caitlin Clark continue their goddamn college rivalry in the pros, just like Magic and Larry. If you did that, you made sure Angel Reese, and we're going to promote Angel Reese, she's the heel, Robert. And Caitlin Clark, I'm not, for just more for the fact that Angel Reese with the smack talking with that. So if you build them both, then you might have something.
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark by herself, I don't think can all of a sudden propel the WNBA into being some massively popular sports league.
I couldn't agree with you more. I apologize for not making that. Like, it truly needs to be a Magic Bird. I think you need to put Angel in like New York or a major hub, and then put Caitlin in like a Phoenix, somewhere blue collar. Literally set it up kind of like the NBA definitely didn't do with Magic and Bird, putting the blue collar white guy in Boston and the flashy black guy on the Showtime Lakers in LA. The NBA definitely didn't have their hand in that. Like, I think set it up. But now we live in a day with technology. Put out video post of Caitlin Clark talking shit every game. Angel Reese.
The NBA did not assist. It was just
cool. And Patrick Ewing definitely didn't accidentally end up in New York. Go on. I'm with you. There's no conspiracies at all.
You're a conspiracy theorist?
No, the guy saved the NBA. I'm not condemning it. Like, literally made it. It's my favorite sport to watch, and it saved it. I'm all for it. I'm not, if it happened, great.
Do you know how the Celtics drafted Larry Bird? they didn't need the NBA's help. They literally drafted him a year early and were willing to wait an entire fucking year.
Yeah. You remember where they changed the rules so the Celtics could do that a year prior to set it up? I'm not saying it's wrong, but they helped them out.
Basketball. Well,
I don't mean to be contradictory, but this is fun sports discussion.
Yeah.
I think what you got to do is use social media, right? Angel Reese, every game, have her call somebody out on the other team so people have a reason to tune in. They don't care about teams anymore. We care about people.
That's what I'm saying. Angel Reese can help facilitate a rivalry, but it's not going to happen with Caitlin Clark just on her own.
It needs to be set up.
She needs a rival, exactly.
And they need a script person to guide the storyline and who's really good at setting up rivalries and stuff. Vince McMahon. Let's bring him in.
Please. I'm trying to move on.
Sorry, I love women's basketball.
Knicks have received terrible news, and I'm upset by this. Julius Randle season-ending surgery for his injured shoulder. I had hopes of the goddamn Knicks winning the NBA Finals this year, or at least making it to the NBA Finals, and now you're telling me I'm going to be without Julius Randle, 3-time All-Star for the New York Knickerbockers. And I love Jalen Brunson so much. You've done so many good things for me, baby. And Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart have stepped up big time. Knicks just beat the Bucks yesterday. Huge win. They're back to the number 4. But I tell you, if the Knicks win a couple games in these last, there's only a handful of games left, they actually could get to the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, as is their 4. But Jesus Christ, losing Julius Randle, fuck.
Sorry, David.
Roy, that'd be like you losing the black keys on your keyboard.
Oh, that's rough, David.
Not the band, Roy. Not that 2-piece band with the lonely boy.
Just the actual the actual black keys.
Could you do that, Roy? What would happen if someone removed the black keys on your piano? Could you still play it?
It's funny you say that, David, because last night's organ that I was playing, the Pietasters organ, it had certain tape stuck on some of the keys. And I was like, why are they tape on these keys? And sure enough, those were dead keys. So I had to play the whole set with 4 or 5 dead keys. So yes, I can do it, David.
I haven't heard of a keyboard like that since the Blues Brothers when they tried to buy that hunk of shit from Ray Charles. Remember? They go into the store and they peel the fucking thing off and they're like, $500 for this, Ray? It's a chunk of shit. There's nothing wrong with this piano. I heard about the fella you've been dancing with all over the neighborhood. I wanted to ask a baby, or did I just think I could? Well, oh my God, the Pietasters. You gotta fucking play that song. There's got horns.
Yeah.
Can you please, if you learn that the Ray Charles song from the Blues Brothers, twist it or shake it. I will attend the next show.
Okay. All right.
That's a perfect song for them. It's got horns and everything.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Any song you suggest has to have a lot of trombone, Dave.
Bobby fell in love with this trombone player last night.
Yeah, he just seems like a cool dude you'd want to be friends with.
They're all great guys. I love them
particularly the trombone guy had this vibe, Dave.
Could not stop talking about the trombone player, David. I'm not even shitting you. I was starting to worry.
Don't be creeping out the fucking Pietaster. Roy,
he made me go back. After we left, he made me go back in and introduce him to the fucking trombone player. I shit you not, David. I didn't meet the trombone player. All right, Bobby, let's go. I'm going to introduce you to the fucking trombone player.
Roy, this is the last time you put this motherfucker on a plush one. You understand me? He represents our show.
Yeah, no.
It's so stiffly last time.
Not at all. We made friends last night. Me and the Viking.
You were hitting on a trombone player, Roy says.
No,
I just you were fucking hitting on a trombone player in the bathroom.
No, I didn't hit on the trombone player. I just told Roy how cool he was. That's all.
It's awkward. Roy's a goddamn professional musician.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So is that trombone dude. He was killing it. If Johnny Christmas goes down from Real Big Fish, I know who they should get. The guy the trombone guy.
All right, moving on. Finally, football. This wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs has fucked up his life. It's amazing.
Oh.
They had no good receivers this year. Kelsey's a tight end. Pacheco's good running back. But their wide receivers fucking sucked until Rashee Rice stepped up late in the season and in the playoffs, and he was good.
Yeah. Until he bought a car.
Then all of a sudden, there's a drag race in Dallas.
Yeah.
The fucking cars collide. There's a 6-car accident, a chain reaction that causes a 6-car accident or something. 4 people are injured. And both like sets of groups of people in each car just got out and left.
Fuck it.
Got out and fucking left.
Yeah, let insurance deal with it.
The Rashee Rice's lawyer last week says, well, Rashee Rice was leasing the Lamborghini. That's all he was doing. He was leasing the Lamborghini. And a lot of people are like, wait, he turned into a car dealership?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck? Like, yeah, like regular people don't usually lease their cars. Is that even legal?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, but the very next day, they changed their story to, okay, yeah, he was leasing the car for himself because he was driving it.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
in
come on.
fact, his lawyer admitted that he was driving the Lamborghini in the crash that he and his posse walked away from. What a fucking maroon. What a dummy. What a stupid moron. You fucking blew it, bro. You were wide receiver number 1 for Mahomes. Hello?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Nope.
Gives a new meaning to the phrase rice burner, huh?
So what's going to happen? What's the outcome going to be, David? Is his insurance going to go up? What's going to happen?
I'm pretty goddamn sure his insurance is going to go up, Roy. I think it's more
That's
about
devastating, David.
Well, I think it is also might be, could he get arrested and kicked out of football for the rest of his life and not make the millions of dollars that he was going to make?
Okay. Good point there, David.
Insurance. No, are you guys going out for the Eclipse?
May I ask you a question, Dave?
Yes.
If you own the Chiefs, would you implement an Amish rule where you would just make your players take horse and buggy everywhere going forward, like anybody involved on the staff? Why? Because Andy Reid's son, this guy, didn't Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes' dad got the DUI. Like literally everybody who drives a car related to this organization either gets into a wreck that ends their career or kills somebody.
It's true.
Time to just walk everywhere. Let's take Ubers, get out of cars.
You know, that's actually not a bad thought. You
These
could
guys
horse
get a little
and
bit of
buggy
money.
it. Let's see, pogo stick. Maybe that's a way to get to the stadium. But I do see your point, Robert. A lot of vehicular problems with the Kansas City Chiefs these last 3 years.
And I mean, all kidding aside, a lot of guys have contracts where they can't ride motorcycles or ski. At what point do you go, you have to drive like a Hyundai? Or, you know what I mean? Like a car that can only go, you have to have this restrictor in because you're too valuable.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why you would do this. If I got paid millions and millions of dollars or was in line to get millions and millions of dollars, I'm not drag racing. I'm not acting like it's Grand Theft Auto. There's no point in that. I've won the lottery. The Chiefs are now going to give me lots and lots of life-changing money that will ensure my family's security for decades to come. Or you could just decide to fuck it all away, do some stupid-ass street race that means nothing. If you win, you don't get some fucking trophy. What's wrong with you?
You could rent a drag race track if you really wanted to drag race. Like you have enough money that you could rent out a track for a day and just do as many as you wanted. It's nuts. It's very sad.
Agreed. Now, last thing. Aaron Rodgers, Roy Harder.
Yes.
Based on the NFL's new performance-based pay system, Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets made $81.14.
Wow. That sounds like one of my royalty checks, David.
That's Roy Harder pie taster money, baby.
Yeah. Wow, $81.14, huh?
He only played 4 plays.
Okay.
Now I do believe the Jets have to, like, they have to pay him $70 million at some point. Like,
yeah.
Like that's the money that he has signed up for. But the NFL has a new performance-based pay system where you could even like double your money. For instance, Brock Purdy, who was only getting around $800,000 based on how he played, he doubled his cash. He made another $800,000 on top of it. So Rodgers could have fucking multiplied that fucking cash big time, but nope. And instead, there's a check from the Jets for the entire 2024 season of Aaron Rodgers for $81.14. That makes me so happy. I don't know why.
Wow. Can't believe I made more than Aaron Rodgers.
That's right. Last year, you made – in fact, most people can say in 2023, they made more money than Aaron Rodgers. Most people can say that.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Most people.
Congratulations, Roy Harder. Congratulations, Bobby Tamburo.
I feel rich.
You guys are stuck. Congratulations to all the Davey Mac Sports Program audience currently watching. I'm sure they've all made more than $81.14. We've got a very successful audience. So I want to say congratulations to all of them as well.
Big A.
Big A made, unfortunately, $17.46. He does not get the congratulations that everyone else gets. Sorry.
And that's why he's so humble.
Bobo made, but you know what, Andrew? Still, that's more money than Bobo made. $0, 0 cents. A Blutarski is what they call that.
That's who they should have thrown under the bus.
Who?
The Rice guy. He should have been like, it was this guy, Dan Curlin. If you check out how many times he's taken the driving test, he stole my car.
I mean, he's crashed his UPS fucking truck, more times than fucking a NASCAR driver, for Christ's sakes.
All he'd have to say is he said something about de Blasio, and then they'd ask Bobo about de Blasio, and he'd have a meltdown and be like, that guy does seem like he stole that car and crashed it.
No, now he's mad at Eric Adams. You have to stay up with your mayors that he's mad at. Yeah. The last guy he's been destroying is Mayor Eric Adams online. Doesn't like New York mayors ever. He's just very upset at them. All right, listen, that's going to do it. So when are we doing this show next week? Are we just going to switch it to Monday at noon?
Not next week.
No, I think on Sunday, this particular Sunday, I could do Sunday. Yeah, I think I can do this Sunday.
Could we do Sunday next week?
Yes, we can.
I apologize. We'll be live Sunday, and then we'll try to go Mondays going forward because it seems like this works good for most people. But next Sunday, I'm just traveling. I'll be on the road Monday. So
okay. So Sunday at noon.
Sunday at noon.
Sounds good.
God bless you guys, and God bless the Davey Mac Sports Program audience. We love you guys so much. Roy Harder, anything to plug before we go?
I got an upcoming Pearl Jam tribute show coming up April 24th. At Industry in Huntington, New York.
Who's opening for them?
That would be Torpedo, the band that I have with Shawno. So I'm double dipping on this one, David.
Double dipping. Robert.
Yeah, the opening band and the headliner.
I love it, Roy. Robert.
You could probably find me watching Torpedo and a Pearl Jam cover band with Roy. I have been trying to convince him that the only thing missing from their cover band is a trombone, and I know the right guy for the job.
Okay,
this Thursday through Sunday, you could see me in Phoenix featuring for Aaron Berg, and so make sure you're subscribed here in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. Wow.
All the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta.
Well, I don't usually have plugs, but I do.
Oh, do tell, David.
Saturday. Listen, I'm almost positive the entire event is sold out, but in the rare chance that it's not, this Saturday, it's IWF's When Legends Rise. That's the Independent Wrestling Federation based out of North Jersey, which I am a part of and have been a part of for the past 8 years. Mm-hmm. And as many of you know, I am New Jersey's greatest manager. Thank you, Robert. What you don't know is now I'm also a champion. My man, the All-American Robert Atkins, is coming into the match as the IWF American Champion. Okay? And he is going to be fighting his face off, but that's not it. his twin brother, Brian Atkins,
Brian,
has a World Heavyweight Championship match against the IWF World Heavyweight Champion, Dark Oracle Sage. And he's going to win. And he's going to get me, moi, more gold. I can feel it.
Hell yeah.
I can taste the gold. But that's not all.
Uh-oh.
You don't become America's scratch, New Jersey's greatest manager sitting on the sidelines, do you? You got to work for a living. And so I'm not in 1, I'm not in 2, but I'm in 3 matches as my man, first class Justin Adams, will be taking on the master of chaos, Kevin Knight.
Kevin Knight, yeah.
And I want to explain something to Kevin Knight.
Oh, boy.
He's been running his mouth in my direction for years. On Saturday, Kevin, at When Legends Rise in Nutley, New Jersey. Tickets at campiwf.com. On Saturday, Justin Adams is defeating you. And the East Side Empire is sweeping. We're winning all 3 matches. And you're going down, Kevin. You're going down. The East Side Empire, it is our time to complete our destiny and fulfill our destiny. And that's to rule the IWF with championships and superiority. And we intend to do just that. Now, Roy, Robert, I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful eclipse. I got my Walgreens fucking sunglasses on. If this upcoming Sunday, I've got bandages over my eyes and I'm blind, we're going to be blaming it on the Walgreens aviators. Okay? But I want to wish you a happy eclipse day now.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to put on Dark Side of the Moon now.
I
want to say thank you. Thank you all so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Roy Harder, and thank you, Robert. And thank you to the Pietasters.
And can I say thank you, Dave? You made my day so much better.
And that'll do it for Roy Harder and Bobby Tamburo. I'm Davey Mac. Enjoy the eclipse, and we'll see you on Sunday on the Davey Mac Sports Program. Good night, everybody.